Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for being part of our NACTA webinar series today. Our special guest is going to be Julie Warren, who is the National Accounts Manager for Celebrity Cruises, who is a wonderful supporter of NACTA, by the way. Just want to give you a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. This is being recorded so that you can get the full recording on the NACTA YouTube account in about 24 to 36 hours. I will be sending a post email address to you, so that way you can click on that link, get some additional information, and if you are not already subscribed to the NACTA YouTube channel, I'd actually recommend it. We have lots of little tips and tricks. Lisa Watson has some 101 tips, like if you need to change your profile password, how you can do that. If you need to update your NACTA one sheet, again, how you can do that. It also has our recordings on there from past webinars. I'm going to be putting myself on mute also, like you are, so that we're not having any background sounds to interrupt our wonderful presenter. And Julie and I have worked together at least a couple of years as doing webinars together or other issues in the background, and I am looking really forward to your presentation, Julie. Thank you for being here, and I'm going to put myself in the background, but if you need me, just say so, and I'll pop up like a little bunny, and I will be here. And if any of the attendees have any questions, I encourage you to put them in the question box, and we will have a Q&A session in the background. So Julie, I'm going to let you take the reins, put myself on mute, and I'm also going to enjoy your presentation.
Fantastic. Well, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to kind of attend and learn more about what's new at Celebrity Cruises. So I'm basically just going to kick it off. And yeah, at the end, we're happy to do a Q&A as well. So here we go. So first off, just want to say thank you to all of you. As you may have heard, at the very end of last year, Celebrity Cruises was so excited to be awarded with a handful of awards from Travel Weekly's Reader's Choice Awards. So for 7 consecutive years, we won Best Cruise Line in Europe. For 8 consecutive years, the Celebrity Reflection won Best Premium Cruise Ship. And 9 consecutive years, the Best Overall Premium Cruise Line. So we could not have won these awards without travel partners like yourself who continue to promote us and endorse us to your clients. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We truly appreciate and take great pride in these awards that you guys have awarded us with. But with that, want to also go into kind of what's new with Celebrity in regards to, our WAVE campaign and what you may be seeing in regards to deployment. So our WAVE campaign that you may have seen is called Sail Beyond Borders. And the concept behind it is the fact that, oceans really bring us together. And we at Celebrity Cruises are so excited to leverage those oceans to bring you to new destinations. So some new highlights that we have in this upcoming year of deployment, we have some new ports for Celebrity, so Monte Carlo and Monaco, Valencia, many double overnights. That's double, guys, so 2 nights, including Rio and New Orleans, Bali, St. Petersburg. We're bringing back Caribbean overnights again, so we were the first large ship cruise line to bring that, so you about a year ago, and essentially gives your clients the opportunity to not only experience the Caribbean ports during daytime, but also the nightlife as well. And then once again, we have a home port in Abu Dhabi, and then later on in the presentation, I'll talk a bit more about a new home port in Dublin, Ireland. Super exciting. Some other destination highlights as it relates to Alaska and maybe North America overall. But the Alaska cruise tour program, we have a new website that you can see up there, and 2 new cruise tours involving kind of the taste for the foodie clients of yours. And also just a friendly reminder that the 3 ships that we have in Alaska, the Celebrity Solstice, Millennium, and Infinity, in the last year went under a multi-million-dollar revitalization. So we added some new enhancements in venues like the Rooftop Terrace and Tuscan Grill. So really great things going on with our Alaska product. Another new thing you'll see at the bottom of this screen is a new double overnight in Quebec City for that Canada New England itinerary as well. Europe highlights. So in the upcoming year, we are excited to bring back our Grand Mediterranean Tour. And what that essentially means is that you can combine multiple Europe itineraries, so 2 to 3 itineraries, and do them back to back. And it's actually a kind of a 1-month sailing, or 21 days, multiple days. So by doing back-to-back sailings, it's kind of positioning ourselves to compete with some of the luxury lines that offer those longer itineraries. So you can do multiple back-to-backs and get to experience, 15 cities, 6 countries, and 1 overnight stay in 21 days. The other exciting things that you'll see on this screen is the Celebrity Silhouette is now moving to Southampton. So that means that Celebrity Silhouette will be doing a lot of Northern Europe itineraries. And in addition to that, 1 new signature event sailing. And signature event sailings, just to clarify, that's when Celebrity Cruises is docked overnight in some really cool cities for some bucket list events. So one of those being, which is a new one for Celebrity, is the World Cup. So we at Celebrity will be docked overnight in Russia, in St. Petersburg, for the World Cup in 2018. So stay tuned for more details on that. But another quick highlight about Europe, with the Silhouette coming to Southampton, that now gives us the ability to move the Celebrity Eclipse to Dublin. Yes. So we are the first major cruise line to call Dublin a home port for round-trip sailings. And great things about Dublin that you didn't know, Dublin is easily accessible from many airports in North America. So you can actually not even have to connect. A lot of direct flights from many airports in North America. And we will also be working with our kind of land-based team and incorporating this with some Dublin city stays as well. So you can kind of do a pre or a post excursion in Dublin along with your Celebrity cruise. Going into a bit further detail about that, some of those Dublin itineraries. So we have a 10-night Ireland and Iceland itinerary. Yes, Iceland. So with our movement of the Eclipse to Dublin, we now have the ability to do an overnight in Iceland, which is super, super cool. I know Iceland, I've been hearing, is the new hot destination, but you can check it off your list with Celebrity Cruises if you want to go swimming in the Blue Lagoon. We have a handful of itineraries in 2018 that you and your clients can take advantage of. I mentioned this earlier, but the World Cup itinerary, so what I love about this is that it touches upon so many different countries. So obviously Russia and England, but also Denmark and Sweden, Estonia, so on and so forth. But we will be docked overnight for the World Cup in St. Petersburg on these days as well. So if you have any soccer lovers, definitely a great opportunity to experience the World Cup on Celebrity Cruises. And I mentioned signature event sailing. So the one I just showed you with the World Cup, that is taking place in 2018. But obviously it's only February of 2017. So we still have a whole year of other signature event sailings taking place that you and your clients can participate in. So these are just a handful of them. You can actually send your clients to France for the French Open. Tennis lovers, if they want to sail on Celebrity as well, they can experience it. And any kind of boating experts, we can actually take them to Bermuda for the regatta and sailing races. What I love about this also is I actually spoke a few months ago at another event, and one of their agents was telling me that he was trying to get his clients booked at a nice hotel in Bermuda for this event in particular, and they were all sold out. So Celebrity has the availability, so you may not think of us maybe as kind of accommodations for these bucket list global events, but you never know. So keep in mind that a Celebrity cruise may fit well if you have clients looking to check that off their bucket list. Some other signature event sailings that we are bringing back or reintroducing is Jazz Fest in New Orleans. So we're docked overnight in New Orleans for Jazz Fest, and not only Jazz Fest, but we are also there for Mardi Gras. So what I love about Mardi Gras is the city of New Orleans gets crazy, and there's parties on the streets all night long. You really don't get a chance to sleep. But with Celebrity Cruises, you kind of have that nice, humble oasis to come back to kind of get your bearings together and get a good night's sleep rather than staying in a local hotel in the city of New Orleans. So keep that in mind about signature event sailings too. And then a brand new one for us, and I know this is not until 2019, but the Celebrity Constellation will be docked overnight in Hong Kong for the Chinese New Year. So really cool exotic itinerary all over Asia and Vietnam. And moving on with deployment, I know you guys have heard so much about Galapagos. Prior to me coming into this role, I know Susanna Romero was very much involved and did a lot of training for NACTA agents as it relates to Galapagos. But in the past year, we have introduced 2 new ships in the Galapagos. So we used to just have the Celebrity Expedition. We now have the Experience and Exploration as well. The Expedition holds about 100 passengers, the Experience 48, and the Exploration about 16. So you can actually charter that for a small group of family or friends. So we actually have increased our footprint in the Galapagos and like to say that, you know, we kind of own the space now, which we're really proud of because we think we do it so well. Here are just some images from the recently refurbished Celebrity Exploration. So once again, this is the smaller ship that accommodates 16 passengers. And the other thing, because we've increased our footprint in the Galapagos, we now have a specific Galapagos kind of dream book or brochure that you can send to your clients. And the other thing I love about the Galapagos is we have a phenomenal team in our Wichita call center that is your one-stop shop for everything Galapagos. So any questions that you or your clients have as it relates to itineraries, or can I snorkel at this port, or what type of birds will I see at this when we dock here, that phone number there will be a great resource for you. In addition to the Galapagos itinerary, just want to make you all aware that we now have kind of new itineraries specific for our other areas of focus. So Europe, Caribbean, exotics, and Alaska, and these actually have specific deployment details in them. And you can now order these on cruisingpower.com if you have not done so already. Moving on to what's new on board Celebrity Cruises. So we recently just touched upon, you know, everywhere that we sail to, but what's going on board our actual ships? And the first one there, obviously, is entertainment. So we have hired a new AVP of entertainment. Her name is Becky Thompson-Foley, who is phenomenal. And she really has done a complete 180 on our entertainment offerings and making them modern luxury and a part of the Celebrity Cruises brand overall. So the 3 words that we use to describe our entertainment are spontaneous, enriching, and playful. And this woman, Becky Thompson-Foley, she came on about a year ago to kind of enhance our entertainment offerings. And as you can see in the past year, we really have been so well recognized for these changes that we've made on board with all these awards that we've been nominated for. So I know a lot of people, when they think about Celebrity Cruises and entertainment, they don't necessarily know, you know, what we have to offer, because we don't have those big name retailers or shows that you may see on some of the contemporary lines, but our entertainment offering on board our ships is absolutely phenomenal. Some other really cool things that we have going on board our ships, not necessarily, you know, on the main stage in the theater at night, but just kind of all over during the daytime as well. So the first picture that you see in that kind of upper middle portion, it looks like people are wearing these neon headphones. That is what we call our silent disco, and actually we bring it to the martini bar. So what it is you all put headphones on, and music is playing through those headphones. So you can have your dance party with all your girlfriends, you know, just hanging out in the bar. But if you take off the headphones, or if you're just a passerby walking by, it looks like people are idiots dancing in silence. It's the funniest, most fun thing I've done it a couple times on board our ships, and you know, it's great for all age ranges. So multi-generational, kids love it, you know, grandparents love it, and it's great, you know, also for people who want to go to bed early. They don't hear a lot of club or party music going on. The other thing, the middle picture that you see, that actually looks like a giant iPad. That actually is what our DJs now use on board our ships for kind of our bigger events. So it's kind of a modern luxury style of a DJ booth, which I love. And then the bottom right-hand picture, that actually, what I mentioned, that is kind of our rooftop terrace, or where we show our taste of film. So taste of film is essentially when we feature foodie-esque movies and project them up on a screen, and then we have our waitstaff actually serve you food that's being eaten in the movies. So hence we call it a taste of film. So really fun, unique experience that, you know, is only unique to Celebrity. Moving on, there's so much to talk about as it relates to entertainment, but one thing I really wanted to make sure you were aware of is the fact that we at Celebrity now have a summer camp at sea. And when you think of Celebrity, once again, you know, I know a lot of the contemporary lines may have a lot of different types of resources like water slides or super fun things, but we at Celebrity, we kind of have a modern luxury approach as it relates to children's programming. So the first one that you see is called STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So some really cool things we do here. The Lonely Planet for Kids, we actually give kids the opportunity to create their own country and their own currency and employment type of stuff. So really fun, unique things that kids can do that incorporate travel as well. So incorporates where they're going, but relearning that back on the ship. Some other cool things that we do with art, we have our Buzzies partnership. So Buzzies is when you can actually, or your kid can draw a picture of an animal or whatever animal they want it to be, and we actually send that in. And when they get home, there is a basically unique and stuffed animal sent straight to their door when they get home that's unique to them that they created while they were on board the ship. So there is a cost to that. That's why there's a little asterisk above that one. But everything else is included and complimentary. So there's no additional cost for anything else that you're seeing on this screen. So once again, Xbox you may be familiar with. We've had a partnership with them for quite some time, but also kind of culinary aspects for children's programming. So cookie and cupcake decorating, sushi making, pizza making, so many different offerings that we have available for our children. And a lot of these new things are being piloted or incorporated into our summer sailings in the Caribbean as well as Europe. So you see some dates there at the bottom. And like I said, at no additional charge is this included for your clients. So as I mentioned, you may saw on the last slide that this children's programming is available during the summer in the Caribbean. So if you have not heard already, I think we did a really good job of getting the word out there, but summer is endless on Celebrity Cruises because we now have the Celebrity Equinox docked out of the Port of Miami all summer long. So if you have clients looking for a getaway during the summer on the Caribbean, Celebrity is the only premium cruise line that can bring them kind of that modern luxury offering. So make sure that your clients are aware that Celebrity is there. It's not just the brands that have been there for many, many years. We've heard this feedback for quite some time that Celebrity needs to come back in the summer. So after 5 years of being over in Europe, we finally brought a ship back. So get your clients booked on it now, guys. And lastly, I know one of the reasons you guys joined this webinar is because you wanted to learn how do I make more money with Celebrity Cruises, because obviously money is very exciting for all of us. If you have not heard, Celebrity is the first and only cruise line to introduce a trade loyalty program called Celebrity Rewards. What this essentially is, it's super simple. For every booking that you make, you receive 500 points. And 500 points equates to $5. So for every booking, 500 points, you get an extra $5. And anytime you get 2,500 points, you can essentially get $25 sent to this gift card that you have in your wallets. So it's super, super simple. It's available kind of on all rate codes, all itineraries. Any booking basically is eligible for this. You must register your bookings on celebrityrewards.com. And the other key part of this is that in order to be eligible for Celebrity Rewards, you need to ensure that you're a 5-Star Academy graduate. So if you are not familiar with 5-Star Academy, I just pulled up the slide, you can find 5-Star Academy on Cruising Power under the Training and Certification tabs. And once you do graduate 5-Star Academy, you will be a celebrity expert, an absolute expert. So you can probably display that certification on your desk if you maybe have desk in a retail office or you just want to hang it up in your office. You will also be available for seminar at sea rates. And you can also put this towards your CLIA certification. So really great things going on. Not only is it a great reason to take 5-Star Academy to learn more about Celebrity, but as mentioned, you can essentially, once you do this and make a Celebrity booking, it's essentially an extra $5 in your pocket in addition to the commission you're already receiving. So it's an absolute no-brainer to take 5-Star Academy and to register for Celebrity Rewards. One last thing I want to leave you with before we open it up for Q&A. As I mentioned, we have our Sail Beyond event right now for our wave season. So what this is, it's 2 free perks that's incorporated or embedded into our retail offer, combined with a savings offer per person, or per stateroom essentially. But the 4 perks that you can choose from, it's a beverage package, prepaid gratuities, unlimited Wi-Fi, and then a $300 onboard credit per stateroom. So with our standard rates or retail rates, you can choose 2 of those perks and also get a savings offer. And for your clients who book in suites, keep in mind that suite guests get all 4 of those perks plus a $200 savings. And last but certainly not least, we, earlier this week, came out with a teaser campaign for the Celebrity Edge. Edge is our first ship of our Edge class ships that will be coming out or sailing in late 2018, so December 2018, and we will have some very exciting news to announce March 13th, so just a few weeks away. Just stay tuned, because we have, I can't even say what it is because they don't tell us anything, because they know we're big blabbermouths in sales and we'll just tell all of you. So I am staying tuned as well, and I hope you do. But keep your eyes peeled March 13th for some exciting new news about Celebrity Edge Class from Celebrity Cruises. And with that, that's kind of the end of my presentation. So once again, just want to say thank you a million times over for all that you do for Celebrity Cruises. Like I said, we could not be the brand that we are today without you and your support. So thank you for your continued support, and cheers to an extraordinary 2017 together.
Excellent. Thank you, Julie. Great presentation, good information. Lots of questions that are coming up, so I am going to get started. I know, I'm like, people are kind of posting along, you know, I put a message out.
That's great. I am happy. I'm here to help.
I'm like, if you have questions, put them in the box now, and then they started coming through.
All right, what do we got?
All right, the first one I have on target is about the silent disco, because there was on Facebook about a year ago, I remember seeing one where they did it in Anchorage, and they were dancing in the snow with the silent disco, and it looked really cool. So people were asking, are these going to be on all the ships, only specifically new updated ships that will have that, and will there be any extra cost?
No, so there's no extra cost to participate in the silent disco, and it is available on all of our ships fleet-wide, with the exception of our Galapagos ships. Obviously, our Galapagos ships are very niche and smaller and different, but it is available on all ships, and I would check kind of the Celebrity Today to see kind of where they will be utilized in certain events. But to your earlier comment in regards to them being used in Anchorage off the ship in the snow, I've never seen that before. But you actually you can rent them out for a small group as well if you want to have a private party with them. So that is an option as well. So maybe that's what that group did in Anchorage in the snow. But it sounds like fun.
I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, it showed them actually, they were out near the ice sculptures. I don't know if you've been in Anchorage during the winter, but they have all these ice sculptures out there. And it showed the DJ out there, and it showed people dancing. And then
super cool.
It was silent. And like you said, people look crazy. They're out there dancing away, and they're all in rhythm. And then, you know, they had the music playing, and then it was quiet. It was very cool. Good idea. Good idea.
Absolutely.
I know. Celebrity is cutting edge. People were asking also about the Taste of Film series. Again, is that only going to be on certain ships? How does that work? But that's a great idea, too.
Yeah. So Taste of Film is fantastic. Taste of Film is only offered on ships where we have our I'm blanking on the name, where we have our rooftop terrace, I'm sorry. So the rooftop terrace is currently available on the Infinity, the Millennium, and our Solstice class ship. So 3 ships we have it available on, and those, as I mentioned, they sail in Alaska. I have heard that on certain itineraries in Alaska, when it gets too cold outside, we are not able to host that event. There is an additional cost associated with that, since it's kind of like a specialty dining experience. And I think that cost, last I heard, was about $20 to participate in. You cannot book that pre-cruise as far as I'm aware, so you have to do it once you got on board. But like I said, it is subject to kind of weather permitting, because it is outdoors.
Oh, that's
that
so
answer all those
fun.
questions?
You mean they may cancel it if it's raining? Come on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think that's an enjoyable modern luxury experience.
I know. But it's a great idea. Let's see. The next question came from an agent asking, do signature event sailings include admission to the signature event?
Great question, and I actually breezed over this in the webinar. But all of the signature events that we offer, we work with our shore excursions team to get access to those events. But of course, it's because it's through our shore excursions teams, you essentially would have to do a shore excursions ticket essentially. So it's not complimentary access to those events, but our shore excursions teams can get you access through the purchase of a shore excursions ticket.
Gotcha.
And there's all different types of events surrounding the main events, I guess you can say. So, for example, we are docked overnight for Carnival in Rio. So we have one where you can just kind of watch from the bleachers and get a seat there. Or we do other things where you can, I guess, take dance lessons with some of the dancers in the parade. So there are a whole range of options for how you want to get involved in that global event.
Gotcha. It was really cool when you were talking about that. Well, have fun, and you can go party, have fun, go back to the ship.
Yeah. Not have to deal with crazy drunk people in the streets if you want.
Exactly. You can just go on the ship and be with them. Which ship offers summer camp?
So the summer camp at sea, it is definitely on the Equinox, and actually I'll go back to the slide where I had that up. There it is. So on the bottom of the slide here, you can see for summer Caribbean, so that's essentially the Equinox, and Europe sailings. So we have 4 ships in Europe, and they should be on all 4 ships in Europe that we have this upcoming 2017 season. But it's June 4th through August 27th sailings.
Perfect. And I love the idea that you're having culinary for kids, especially now if you watched MasterChef Junior. That show is completely taking off.
Oh, yeah. No, it's kind of crazy, actually. The kids that age can use knives, but I don't think we do that on Celebrity Cruises to that extent, but more so decorating a pizza or a cupcake is pretty good.
Exactly. But you teach them how to do sushi, which can be good or bad, right? It's kind of raising the bar of their appetite. So
there you go.
That could become a very expensive hobby for the kids, I'm telling you.
I think they do, it's like sushi, like making in the sense of using more fun things like fruit too. So it's not necessarily fish because we don't think many kids will eat it, but yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
One agent is asking you to make reservations in advance for the culinary classes.
The culinary classes for the kids offerings? Yes. I'm not aware of reservations being necessary. It's all dependent on how many kids we actually have on board and how they set those kind of the structure or the programming for what's being offered. So I can look into that, but I'm 99% sure you don't need to make reservations. It's more so just getting further details once you get on board the ships.
Okay. Perfect. And somebody asked if the kids' activities were available on the holidays, but I see right here it's saying summer Caribbean for summer for the Caribbean and Europe. So that's
no, it's a great question. We absolutely have kids programming available all year round, regardless of these specific itineraries. Just some of the newer things that we're testing, or some of these additional programs, that is really available on the summer sailings where we know kids are going to be off from school in Europe and the Caribbean. So many of these we still have available all year round on all of our ships. But a lot of the newer ones, including the STEM programming or the Lonely Planet, that really is staying focused on the summer sailings.
Perfect. And it's great to keep the kids engaged because they're there, they're on their vacation, and guess what? Mom, Dad, and Grandma and Grandpa, they want their vacation too.
Absolutely.
And it's a great opportunity to keep the kids entertained and educated. You know, I mean, I think that you guys are on the right track, by the way.
Absolutely.
Let's see. One agent is asking if or when you are going to be bringing ports, going back to ports in Turkey.
I wish I could have insight on that. Unfortunately, I think we're all kind of just waiting to see how the Europe season pans out. We did release our deployment for 2018, and I think it's consistent with what we've currently had in place. So I don't see that changing just because we have people booking into those itineraries. But I unfortunately just don't really have much insight as to if and when that will be changing.
Okay, and next time you come on, we'll make sure you have your crystal ball because
I know, right?
Things change so quickly.
Absolutely. Yeah, there you go.
Well, and this is a question that an agent's asking. She's asking for two of the southern ports. She's asking, will there be an opportunity for a chance of ship inspection on the West Coast? She's asking about San Diego and LA, but I was going to ask about the San Francisco Bay Area, like if there's a world cruise coming through or a repositioning going to or from Alaska, if there's going to be ship inspection opportunities.
Yeah, so ship inspections for kind of NACTA overall are just a bit challenging. I am technically your main point of contact, but dependent on where you're located, getting kind of access to the local rep for the ship inspection can be a bit challenging. So if you guys want to email me, I can try and connect you to the local person there to get you added to their list of ship inspections. So my email, if you don't already have it, it's jwarren, so JWARREN @celebrity.com.
Okay, everybody, get your pen out. I also think it's in the follow-up message too. But yeah, like for example, Julie, and I happen to be the co-director for the San Francisco Bay Area chapter, and if we found out with enough advance warning and notification, I would put it out to our members as well as the Sacramento chapter to see if we could get some people to go on. So. And they would know to bring their passports or driver's license, because I know a lot of people go, oh, was I supposed to bring some ID? Oh.
I've been there. It's not fun, but it happens.
Gotcha. Next question is, how long will the Eclipse be home ported in Dublin?
My understanding is that it's the full 2018 Europe season. But what I will also say is if you go back to one of the slides I had up, this one, our itinerary reference guide. So if you order that 2017 Europe guide, you can actually have all the information for all of our itineraries for 2017. Actually, this won't have 2018 in it, so never mind on ordering that, but it's just a shameless plug to order our materials. But with that, Europe 2018, from my understanding, it will be there for the full 2018 season, so April through October of 2018.
Perfect. And helping you with your shameless plug for material, if you move the slide over momentarily to give people the opportunity to be able to write down what the website is where they can get catalogs, which, by the way, they send to you. And it's so easy. You just say, I want 5. Don't order 20 if you don't order 20. Just order 5. You can always order more later. I'm a big component of try to stay green whenever possible.
I love it, yeah. But sometimes it's definitely handy to have it right next to your desk. So cruisingpower.com is a great tool.
Let's see. Some clients who have been on the Millennium in the past wondered if any of the Titanic artifacts are still on display.
That's a challenging one. So I really don't know. Once again, if you want to email me, I don't know who that is. I can definitely follow up kind of with our onboard team and see if they have any insight in regards to how the art rotates out. Unfortunately, I don't know that one off the top of my head.
Crystal ball, I'm telling you, gotta dig it out. Can the culinary activities be adapted for children with dietary needs, such as gluten-free?
Absolutely, 100%. The Celebrity, I think, is very well accommodating for people with dietary restrictions, not only in our main dining room, but I think kids as well in terms of kind of the mainstream peanut allergy these days. So gluten-free is definitely easy to accommodate on our ships.
Gotcha, gotcha. Someone is asking when you were going to be putting hello, I can speak, having reservations for the World Cup event. Get that crystal ball out unless you know.
Well, when you say reservations, bookings on that specific itinerary, because that sailing should be open for deployment now. But in regards to getting tickets to the actual World Cup event, last I had checked with our shore excursions team, they were still working on the details of that. So the sailing itself is open for bookings, and we will be docked overnight for that event in St. Petersburg. But in terms of our ability to get your clients access, that is still outstanding. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Oh, I got a lot of shout outs for mentioning San Francisco Bay Area chapter. It's subtle marketing. Will Celebrity be getting sport courts like basketball courts? I just assumed you did.
We do have some on some of our ships. It was just on Summit, and we did have a court on top of our ship. In terms of our existing fleet, we don't have any plans for dry dock that I'm aware of to do any sort of enhancements. In terms of what's coming up with our new Edge class of ships, that is, once again, pulling out the crystal ball. But we should have more details on that, like I said, in the next few weeks.
Sounds good. So I'll have to remember, Julie, next time when you and I set up for another webinar, that I'll put, kind of my back notes. We need to bring the crystal ball because we've got agents on here who are paying attention. I love the questions, and I wish I could answer them all. I just
don't have all the answers, unfortunately.
Oh, well. And the other thing I wanted to mention is to also be able to point out, love the idea that you have Celebrity Summer Caribbean. I had clients last year who insisted on going to the Caribbean during the summer, which is not really where I would send them since we know why everybody's deployed to Alaska. However, I had to put them on a competitor ship, and you know what? They weren't happy. Imagine that. Being the travel agent, I tried to tell them, it's your honeymoon.
Well, hopefully they learned their lesson.
Yeah, they said they were seasick the entire time. And I said, you cannot do the I told you so. You cannot do the I told you so.
Biting your tongue.
I'm biting my tongue. But this is great, and that you've been able to cover all bases. When do you know, in your crystal ball, are the deployments for Alaska coming soon? I know they're up in very early May. Have they started their repositionings, around end of April? And are there any availability left, or are they completely sold out?
For this upcoming Alaska season, 2017?
Yeah, I know. Scary, huh?
No, we're not.
About a month away.
Yeah, we will start sailing in Alaska, I want to say in late April, early May. We are having a very strong Alaska season, but I do know that we still have some availability across all of our ships, whether that's round trip Seattle or one-way open passage. So we definitely still have availability this upcoming season.
Gotcha. I just had someone go, I can't find any openings for Alaska this season, so.
We definitely do. I just got an update that we still definitely have some openings. So if you want to email me, once again, I can connect you with some that I know are available. I don't remember off the top of my head, but you can also always call our reservation staff trade support line.
Right. And interestingly enough, as a 10-plus year, dating myself now, 10-plus year travel agent, I have absolutely found that your res staff is amazing. They will go far, far beyond the call of duty. And, you know, I honestly, I never just book things online. The purpose for that for me is, as a home-based travel agent, I want to connect with another live human being, because I know that I'm keeping them employed, and they have the most, right, because, you know, we don't want people booking online, so why aren't we dealing with people? And they really are able to get down into things and go, you know what, I found a cabin. It may be not the dates you want, but they'll find a cabin instead of you as a travel agent using your time trying to figure out what date's available. So I encourage everybody to use their REDS agents. They're wonderful, they're professionally trained, and they really will go way beyond the call of duty for you. So just let them know you're a home-based agent. They'll feel sorry for you because they know how much work you do and how much you appreciate how much work they do. How is that for a plug to support your staff?
Yeah, I myself reach out to our trade support team all the time. They're phenomenal. They really are. I call them my heroes, like, on a daily basis, because they help me solve all my problems. So I encourage you to reach out to them as well.
Absolutely. I just had a couple of the agents go, yep, ditto for the res agents. So see, they know. Well, this is where we're going to part. Our time is pretty much up. I hope I got everybody's questions. I went down the list and did my very best to interpret and not totally ruin what you were trying to ask. So thanks, Julie, as always. It's awesome working with you, and I know it's penciled in on your calendar. I hope it becomes penned in to be able to, because this is where I give a shameless plug and reminder for the NACTA National Convention, which is going to be in Anchorage, Alaska, September 13th to 16th. Hope to see everybody there. I know I'm signed up. I signed up when I was in Florida last year because Anchorage is an awesome area. Alaska is a beautiful state, so I encourage everybody to get out there, enjoy themselves. And Julie, I hope to see you again. I know we saw each other in Florida, so it's always nice to see each other face to face.
Absolutely, and hope to see all of you on board a Celebrity Cruise very soon.
Excellent. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, everybody, on this Friday afternoon, taking time out, in engaging with one of our suppliers and helping your information on booking for your clients. Bye-bye, everybody. I will have the webinar posted to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. All right. Thanks again. Bye, Julie.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.